Recording's on. Let's do it.
And we are live. Here we go. Good evening, everybody. It's good to see you. And welcome to the call.
Another intrusion into a family meeting.
Yeah. Welcome in.
It's your lucky night, Bob.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So this is going to be a quick call tonight. I just wanted to share a few things. I just got back from one of our quarterly events that Mark has set to put on. And this event was a little bit different than our other three events. It was really focused on personal development. The other three have a lot more of how-to training, sales training, recruiting training. And Mark is the one who runs those two. So he actually joined the company. It's been 2 years now, which is kind of crazy to think about. Feels like it was not that long ago, but it was really, really good. I got to see a lot of people that I've known for a long time in the business, and also got to meet a lot of new people that have come in since Mark's been here within a 2-year time frame and really done extremely well with the company, as opposed to before Mark was here. So I think it's a really net positive thing that he's helping do training. And so with that being said, I just want to encourage you. The next event is going to be in January in Dallas. It's Las Colinas, but it's in Dallas. It's 10 minutes from the DFW airport. It's about 20 minutes from Love Field. So if you like to fly Southwest, you can go to Love Field. It's a real short drive. So also the venue is really, really nice. I looked at it. My cousin actually got married really close to this venue. It's a really nice part of town. So normally like a venue like this would cost quite a bit more than our normal hotels would, but we're still doing it at the same price. So the tickets are early bird special from now until the 8th. So until Sunday night at midnight. Okay. And then the price increases after the 8th. So here's the way I want you to look at it. If you haven't been to an event with the company, or if you haven't been to an event with Mark Aceta, or it's been a while since you have, here's how I want to encourage you to look at it. First off, if you haven't been to an event, you have no reason not to trust me, right? And if you go and it doesn't, double your income that you're making now, then you don't have to trust me ever again, right? Seems like a pretty fair deal. But if you trust me and go and you make double income, then it's a positive experience, right? Here's another way to look at it. I don't know if you're in the business part-time or full-time or whatever your goal is with it. But let's say you're part-time and you want to make $30,000, or long-term, you'd like to make 6 figures, but let's just bring it back to 30 grand part-time. It's if you count the cost of the event plus your flight plus your hotel, you're looking at about $1,000. So if you make $30,000, you spent 1,000 of that to make 29 grand. Does that make sense? Because here's the deal. You're not going to get, regardless of how great any of our producers are in the Fitz group, you're not going to get the same training from us if you don't go. Like, I'm just being real. You're going to get better training there because it's going to come from, for one, Mark's a really good trainer. I've been to plenty of events and he's really good at it. Like, that's what he does for a living. The company pays him a very, very healthy salary to just do training. So that's one reason, is you're going to get better training than you would on this call or a daily coaching call. And I guarantee it's going to double your income if you go and use the techniques that Mark talks about. And like I said, you have no reason not to trust me. If that doesn't happen, you don't have to trust me ever again, right? I've been doing this 8 years. Like, that's my agreement to you. Second thing is, outside of the training you'll get, you'll be able to meet other people that are probably in a similar situation as you. So it's good to see how big the company actually is. Like, our industry is really massive, and sometimes we think it's like smaller than it really is. If that makes sense. Until we go to an event like this and see like so many different people doing the business from literally all over the country and doing well. So like, there was a young lady that was a waitress at a restaurant in Florida, actually. Her name was Cleo. And her story is pretty cool. Someone just brought up the business to her, like this summer. Okay. So not that long ago, like 3 months ago, said, "Hey, I really enjoyed like how you carried yourself here. Like, have you ever thought about wanting to make extra money?" And within her first month here, this is her first event, but her first month here, she paid $9,000. And she said, the events, she went to some other event where Mark was. It wasn't a national one, but she said that was like one of the main reasons that helped her do it, right? And has had no experience in insurance, did not have a license at the time. Someone brought it up to her. She just needed to hear it from somebody else, right? Another girl who has played basketball for like in four different countries professionally was there, never had a license, and she paid close to like $10,000 in her first month. So you're going to get to meet people and there's plenty of other people that are part-time of different ages. Okay. I'm just giving you an example of two of them, but you'll be able to meet those people, make connections, and, use those connections for your advantage. And the third thing is you're able to meet like carrier reps that are able to actually help you with getting your business in, paid, all that good stuff, right? Lead vendors, stuff like that. So again, this event we were at was all personal development. Typically the events are 100% how-to events, meaning like, this is how you do an in-home presentation. This is how you dial. And this one in January is going to be even more of sales and recruiting how to. Like, that is pretty much all the time it's going to be spent, is what Mark said. Like, and based on the speakers that he picked, I'd have to agree with him. One of the guys in our group, Joe too, he's part of the Fitz group. He's been doing a lot of IUL business from a lead source, basically, that he came up with from businesses, and he's going to talk about how he's doing it, right? Like specifics on how to talk about an IUL. The leads don't really even matter. It's just like how he's talking about it to people, right? Which, that one thing, learning that, like, I'm looking forward to it. It's very, very valuable, because you don't have to work leads. You could just go to a business and use what he's saying with the business owners. Okay. Anyway, so I just want to encourage you in that, like, look at it, like, if you're not where you want to be, or if you want to earn more than you are, taking the investment of $250 for the ticket, $250 for a flight, or $350 for a flight, and then hotel stay, is worth it, because you're not going to get the same training that you would by not going, right? It's, if you want to make 30 grand part-time, or 50,000, it's literally only $1,000 of that you're trading. Does that make sense? So, if we tell ourselves we want to make that money, but we're unwilling to make a small commitment like that, right? It's going to be hard for us to eventually hit that goal, right? So if you're in a position where you're like, hey, I don't know if I can make this work. I don't know if I can make it financially. Like, I get it. I used to be there when I first started. Like, call us and let us help you brainstorm on how to make it happen. We've got 90 days before the event. We've got a whole week before the price goes up. We can brainstorm on a way to figure out how to help you get there. Okay. If you feel like, hey, there's no way I can come up with the money to make it. Right. So call me, someone will, and I'll probably reach out to you this week just to check in with you and see how you're doing. But we can brainstorm on how to make it work. Don't get too caught up on the price. Okay. So does anybody have any questions on that or about the event at all?
Jonathan, does the event include food? Yes? No?
I believe it includes one dinner, but the other food, no. So you would have to calculate that into the.
But they usually have small places around you can eat.
Right. It's usually it's always located. Mark does a really good job of putting the event in a place where there's a lot of options within walking distance. So you're not going to need to like rent a car or anything like that, or you shouldn't need to. So yeah, but yeah, it was a really good event. Like I said, the next two that we do are going to be completely how to, meaning what we talk about on a weekly basis, but at a larger level and from other people you haven't heard from. So I would really encourage you, do what you can to make it. And like I said, I'm going to say it again. You have no reason not to trust me. If it doesn't work, you don't have to trust me again. So I've been doing it 8 years. Like Mark's really, I really appreciate the way Mark goes about doing the training. And it's really, really good stuff. Like even this event was all personal development. But there was a lot of sales and recruiting strategies in there that you could apply immediately that really help.
I will add, because you had mentioned something over the weekend, Jonathan, while you were there, that I just like, it's not necessarily about going to an event and then expecting something from it immediately after. It's just like it's the process of becoming this business owner, this person that you're supposed to be in this industry or just in general, like use it for as you will. But if you want to, it's the conversation Jonathan and I were having is like, if we want to be people who earn a certain amount of money, we have to become those people. Right. It doesn't just happen. And for the people that it does just happen to, those people are the ones who won the lottery. You know what I mean? And then they waste it all because they never spent the time becoming the person who was disciplined enough and emotionally intelligent enough and, all these different things to be able to handle that type of success. Right. And so it's just like, I think sometimes people go into it with the expectation of, I expect something after, but it could be 2 years later. It could be 3 years later. It could be 6 months later. I don't know when it's going to be, but go into it with the mindset of, I'm going to get something from this and become somebody from this is actually more influential in your business than saying, I'm going to go into this and expect my income to double. Because if you have the expectation that it's going to happen, I'm not saying it will happen eventually, but you can't put, you can set the goals, but not beat yourself up for not getting there yet. It's just all a process of becoming. I just wanted to make that, because even you said that this weekend, Jonathan, while you were there. And it's just a big reason why the events and the trainings and the appointments are all important to sit on and to be present in.
Yeah, 100%. And we're all dealing with something, right? Seasons in life, currently, upcoming, right? So there's never really like the most ideal time to be like, I'm going to go to this event, really, for anybody. There's probably better times than sometimes, for sure, in life, but it's never like the most convenient thing. Like I'll leave you with this. I think the most practical thing is it gives you, when you go to the events and get how-to training, or you go and get the structured training from someone. I mean, Mark's getting paid, like, I don't know this for a fact, but I know I'm close to the number. He's getting paid like $1 million plus just to do the events. So it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not half-assing any of it. And he actually has, like, he's actually built businesses, multiple. Anyways, there was a study with college students that they did in Yale. It was recently they did the result of the study, which was 25 years later, but they had this group of students. They said, hey, we want you to submit a plan for what you want your finances to look like when in your career after Yale, whether you use the degree in that career or whether you just start your own thing. We want you to give us like a general blueprint of what you want your finances to look like, right? Only 3% of the students actually submitted a blueprinted plan for themselves, right? And when they did their reunion 25 years later and had all the students survey their net worth, well, the 3% who submitted the plan had a net worth more than all the 97% combined. It's crazy. I mean, you can go look this up. Just because they had a plan. It may have been a really simple plan, like we don't know, but they had a plan. It wasn't just, I want to make a lot of money. It was, here's 3 things I want to accomplish in detail, right? And it doesn't have to be crazy. It could be simple, but it's in detail. Does that make sense? So these events are going to give you a lot of tools to do that. And just by going, you're showing that you have a plan, right? You're going so that you can use the information to make money for yourself, your family, or whatever you're trying to do. So I'll leave you with that. And y'all have a great night. Call us this week. We got the daily coaching calls Tuesday through Thursday. And I'll be reaching out to you. So
Do you have any questions, comments, concerns? We said we were gonna end the call a little early tonight, make this short and sweet. But before we do, any questions, comments, concerns?
I got a comment.
Okay.
I already got my ticket because now I can actually go.
Heck yeah, Katie.
Heck yeah.
And I'm excited because I was super bummed because I went to the one at the beginning or the end of last year or something like that. And then the one that I had bought a ticket to go see Marcusetta in Denver, but then I got sick. So I was like, okay, that one was probably a big old production, which I really missed out on, and stuff like that. So the fact that he's still the one who's doing the trainings and stuff, even in January, like I'm excited because I haven't been able to see him yet. So
yeah, he's pretty incredible.
I'm looking forward to it.
One thing I will say, guys, Mike and I did Marcusetta's training like 17 years ago. And it was the month later in 2007 when I found the Alliance and our whole life changed. And I really believe that was the turning point for us. And so I know that his training can be life-changing. It was life-changing for Mike and I. And so just really want to encourage you with that and let you know today, no matter what age you are, no matter where you are in life, we all need coaches. We all need coaches, and we need a team of coaches around us, not just one person. So we want you to help build connections there above and beyond the direct connections that we have. So that's another really good reason to go.
Yep. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Y'all have a lovely evening.
Just one quick announcement. Sorry, Jonathan. Tomorrow morning, we will be doing numbers tomorrow on the DCC because Fitz was traveling back today. So just remember, if you haven't submitted your numbers, there's an extra day this week to get that done. And yeah.
Did you want to mention the call time, Jonathan?
For what? The coaching call?
Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm doing a live dial session on Thursday right after the daily coaching call. So 9:45 to 11:45, 2 hours. And we'll also do one in the afternoon. I'll post it on the Slack channel. But please, if you show up, please bring some type of lead resource to call with. So if you don't have any now, that's fine. Let's try to come up with some, strategy to get you some in your hand so you can actually call with me. That's the whole purpose of doing it. It's not to listen. We have plenty of videos you can listen to on the boot camp, on YouTube. The point is for us to call together. We always get more done when we call together. So I'm excited. So right after the daily coaching call for 2 hours. And if you can't make that one, we'll do one in the evening. I'll post it on the Slack channel. Thanks for reminding me, Michelle.
Cool. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Get some good sleep.
See ya.
See y'all tomorrow.
Good night.